In many ways, we are all still psychologically little children. We never shed our wish for our parents to kiss our boo-boos and to fix all of our problems. As we become adults, we look to God to be that parental figure. In 2026, I wish for God, our parent, to come and fix the United States, bring peace to Israel, and end all suffering, especially when that pain is caused by other people. I guess I want a Messiah to come and fix and redeem the world. Beshallah, the portion that we read of the actual Exodus, the splitting of the sea, and Israel's first steps in the wilderness is a guide to redemption before the coming of the Messiah. The Exodus teaches us that radical and revolutionary redemption is possible. A group of slaves can be freed. This moment is so radical that it's described as if they are walking on dry land where there once was a sea of water. Metaphorically, they were walking through the birth canal, becoming a new nation of Israel. Yet, this redemption comes not only with a divine hand, humans must be a part of it, and also, before the Messiah, any redemption is imperfect and incomplete. Let's explore that. Humans have to be a part of redemption. At the crossing of the sea even, there seems to be a little bit of miscommunication between Moses and God. God did tell Moses the plan that there was going to be this miraculous splitting of the sea. So Moses tells panicking Israel, hold your fire, stand right here, and you will see the redemption of God. And then God says to Moses, Mati tzakilai, why are you crying out to me? You need to go. You need to go first. You need to take the first steps before God can be part of redemption. And out of that comes the midrash that one person, Nachshon min Abinadav, part of the tribe of Judah, one of the leaders, he actually wades into the water before it splits. One tradition, he goes all the way up to his shoulders. And only once he is fully immersed, except for his head, then the sea splits. Nachshon had to take the first steps. We wish that salvation would come only from God, but we need to be part of it. Also, any redemption that comes about will be incomplete. The portion opens up with God stating that the Exodus is only one step. We heard before from Rabbi Stecker about Israel only taking the long way and not the shortcut. Israel has to become a nation. They have to travel the wilderness. And as the Torah tells us, they have to face the tests. Those tests are immediate, and Israel doesn't ace them the first time. They got to learn actually through some failure and certainly through efforts. No redemptive moment in history has ever been complete. We are noticing that there's an arc of redemption, and an arc that is not even a straight line. Perhaps it's really a zigzag more than an arc. It's certainly not a straight line. I'm confident in saying the Messianic era is not near in 2026. History is still on its zigzag course. And yet, let's take a moment of some gratitude and we'll say that any person living now, if they went to 1626 perhaps, the people there would give a limb to live in our times. Think about our health care, our standard of living, and really our relative security. In 1626, life expectancy was very low. Disease, famine, and actually much, much more violence and warfare than there is today. And yet, in 2026, there is still much in our world that pains us, much in need of redemption. Polarization, there's still violence, anti-Semitism, and disputes of what is truth and fact. In essence, there is too much dehumanization. Constitution or not, each human being on planet Earth is entitled to universal human rights. And so we cry out, Ana Hashem Hoshiana. We beseech you, God, redeem us, please. And where is Avinu Shebashamayim, our Father, our parent in heaven? We cry out, come and kiss our boo-boos and fix everything. But God alone cannot redeem us. A hero, even the mortal ones, Moses, Lincoln, Martin Luther King, David Ben-Gurion, cannot truly redeem us. Each of us, each human being living, has to do a little bit to bend the arc of redemption back upwards. So what are these redemptive acts that we can do? I would say simply by increasing the humanity and humanism back in the world. Remember that even our mortal enemies are people with parents and family, and if we can, find a peaceful way, or if we need to do violence, at least know what we are doing is violence. And that gets to our rhetoric. How we treat each other right now is inhumane. We are all guilty of putting people into categories and not seeing them as individual human beings. We're Jews, we're Arabs, we're citizens, undocumented, Republican, Democrat, you name it. Disagreements will always be strong, but we have to remember to argue without dehumanizing. We have to demand that everyone's human rights are respected. And that is the reason why the wheels of justice must move slowly. Again, I didn't cooperate this with Rabbi Stecker, but when he mentioned sometimes the long road is what is needed. We want to fix this right now. We want God to fix it right now. But we have to do so by never taking away people's rights. I'm not saying that you need to all go out and protest and put yourself at risk. But when your conscience compels you to do something that heals and redeems the world, do not ignore that. Think about the book of Esther that we're going to read in just 1 month time, when Mordecai tells Esther, who's reluctant to go and do her part to redemption, if you don't do it, redemption will come from another source, but you won't be part of it. And perhaps a little bit of a push, she won't be redeemed. So I need you all, or I call all of you, to stand up for your family, stand up for the Jewish people, for the America that we know and that we know it can be, and note that our tradition demands that of us. Beshallah continues with a blueprint, I would say, for life. We are collectively responsible with God to provide safe drinking water and adequate food for all. In the people's infancy, the manna falls down, and no one lacked. No one was even allowed to hoard their food. Today, we humans are in charge of monitoring that, making sure to take what we need, but also to share it and give it to others as they need it. And after God sweetens the water with the stick, God reminds us that freedom comes with law. Besam chok God placed a law in front of the people. A healthy society is one that is lawful. The portion ends with the attack from Amalek from behind. To our most vulnerable people at the most vulnerable time. They had just left Egypt and they were attacked. We survived the Holocaust, granted Israel, and we were attacked. We must defend ourselves in partnership with God. It ends that when they looked up, Moses was holding his arms up like this. And when they looked up to Moses, or Moses' arms was up, Israel prevailed. When his arms got weak, they didn't. The rabbis have a problem with that. That's magic. Really, does Moses have to have his arms like that in order for an army to win? Is that what happens in Israel? The answer is no. The answer the rabbis say in the Mishnah is that when they looked up to heaven and said, we are in partnership with God and we know we are doing what is right, they prevailed. So when you are doing the right thing, that is, you prevailed. My goal today is to uplift, comfort the afflicted, and call us not to be complacent. Rashi shares a beautiful midrash that I shared on Tuesday that says that when there is a father and son, they usually just do that because you parent child, walking along the path, and there's bandits that come from the front, the parent puts the child behind. But what happens if they're walking and there's a wolf coming from behind? Then the parent is going to put the child in front to protect the child. But what happens when you have the bandits in front, the wolf in the back? It says the child and the parent walk arm in arm because together they can fight what's in front and what is back. And so I wish for us today is we shall walk hand in hand with God, with each other, and as the song says, we shall overcome someday. Shabbat Shalom.